Tanya Lokshina, who is the Associate Director for Europe and Central Asia at Human Rights Watch. Tanya, thank you so much for your time. Listen, let's start with a very basic question. Do you believe that access to the internet is a basic human right?
Yes, we absolutely do. This is about the right to information. And with the new piece of legislation, what the Russian government is effectively trying to do is to directly censor content or even turn Russia's internet into a closed system without telling the public what they're doing and why they're doing this. These actions by the government, they put into jeopardy the right of people of Russia to free speech and free information online. That's the most important thing to know about this new legislation.
Vladimir Putin, the president, it seems, is very keen on having a greater social influence over Russian society. It wasn't that long ago that he said the state needs to control rap music because of the negative effects, as he sees it, that kind of music has on people. Do you think this law would have passed under any other president who wasn't Vladimir Putin?
Well, I do not have a crystal ball, apparently, but the adoption of this law is consistent with the Kremlin's overall policies under Vladimir Putin, who's been in power for years and years. The Kremlin aims to control all independent spheres of activities, be that the younger people, protesters in the streets, literature, theater, even music, but first and foremost, the internet these days, because the internet is something that the Kremlin believes to be a very severe threat. As in addition to other things, social media helps people mobilize and helps people voice their views and attitudes and concerns.
You don't seem to be in too much doubt. You seem fairly certain that censorship of the internet is definitely going to happen at some stage under this new legislation.
Well, there is no shadow of a doubt whatsoever that this particular law allows for colossal extrajudicial blocking of speech and information without transparency, without proper judicial review, without meaningful oversight. This law is about internet censorship, and we are extremely concerned about it.
So you don't believe the Russian government's defense that it's needed to prevent cyber attacks from other countries? Look, we know that cyber warfare is happening all over the world.
I'm not saying that internet cannot be limited. Yes, legitimate restrictions are allowed under international law, but the restrictions that this particular piece of legislation introduces, they are not proportionate, and they're not consistent with the international standards on freedom of expression and privacy, which are protected by the Internet Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the European Convention on Human Rights, to the both of which Russia is a party.
Tanya Lokshina, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on the News Hour.